Let me know when you go.
He's mine? Hi. You smell bad. You smell bad. That hurts. You're hurting me. Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, it's First Amendment. Knock it off. That's
my friend.
Hey, listen to you and say on Facebook. Starting now. Hands up, have a seat. Leave him alone, man.
Okay, stop.
Oh,
Stop.
touch me. Hit me.
Okay, you didn't pepper spray, you know, okay, there you go. Have a seat. Thank you for helping. What did you notice about what I was doing? Where did you see stimming? You're right. Where did you see it? Where did you see it at the response to? He touched me, so he's setting off proprioceptic. Remember what I said? Don't go into the upper thorax, right? When they're starting to stim, where was the other area where I demonstrated some stimming? Did you see what I was doing with my hand? Very subtle, on the side, away from everybody else. I tried to come to my friends to make a social connection. It was too loud. I started to cover my ear. I started to stim. This is classic autistic behavior of a higher functioning autistic person. Not usually an Asperger's person, not usually a PDD or an atypical. Usually a higher functioning to moderately functional autistic individual. Let me tell you where your problem is. Mike correctly didn't get real offended that me and my coffee breath got right up in his face. Remember the socialization piece? I don't judge boundaries really well. If I'm an autistic person, I might get too close. I might say things that are rude. I might try and grab your badge because it's shiny. Now, let's all understand, your first job is come home alive. That's it. I will not tell you not to put your hands on an autistic person. You need to, you do it. We're going to talk about what we do with that in a little bit and some ways that can help it. Something that will help Mike, you're taught in the academy. Arm and a half is your good distance, right? I'm going to tell you 2 arms, but recognize the autistic are going to violate that. And they're not trying to harm you. You're going to have to make that quick assessment like you do every day of, is this where I need to be? How do I need to handle this? The minute that Mike was trying to keep some distance and put his hand on me was the moment I was waiting for, pretending to be an autistic person. Because you watched how I recoiled right away, and you're hurting me. Odd impairments in socialization, issues with communication, and then that perseverative piece. That's what you're looking for. Now, in the real mall circumstance, you're trying to figure out what these kids are doing. You don't want them all to run. Here's the other problem. Remember we talked about bolting? Remember the lack of eye contact? You got a higher functioning autistic person who's starting to stim, going into a proprioceptic meltdown, they're getting ready to run. I guarantee if that autistic person runs, you need to remember, number one, they don't recognize you as a police officer. They can see your badge, your uniform, your weapon. They don't recognize you and the authority that is vested in you as a law enforcement officer. They don't get it. They can tell you you're a policeman. When they run, don't take it personally, folks. They're not running from you. They're running from themselves. They're trying to find a shutdown place to get to calm down. You know where we blow this up in schools? When we miss all those cues, don't follow the behavior plan, the kid goes off the Richter scale, and then we haven't given them a place to pull themselves together or any tools to do that with. And then somebody calls an SRO or one of you guys or gals to come in, and the kid's off the Richter scale dumping the computer on the floor. And now you're thinking, what do I do now? That's classic autistic behavior. What do? Here's what you do. Number one, you see somebody you think you might be autistic, you want to redirect them. You want to give them short phrases. The autistic are 1 to 3 years behind age-level peers, either socially or academically, or both.